Hey guys, my name is Kevin Perkins. I'm here today to talk through and demystify the process of taking your Pickleball Pro Shop online. If you've been hesitant to digitize your retail operations or feel overwhelmed by a morass of industry solutions, this talk will be for you. We're going to talk through some of the objections for creating an effective brick and click, exploring Shopify's extensive toolkit for seamless e-commerce management, and essentially leveraging Shopify's user-friendly platform to run your pro shop. In all, gaining confidence about running your pro shop platform without having to rely on large industry solutions. But first, a little bit about me. I'm the co-founder of CROWN Pickleball. I got started in the business when I was kind of dissatisfied with the quality of pickleballs. So I started to create some new products, and we'll talk about that here in a second. My background is I've been in tech for about 30 years. I got started in the dot-com era of the late 90s as a programmer. I started developing e-commerce solutions from the get-go before there were any classes or uh, computer science degrees or anything like that. I eventually went into product development and became more of an entrepreneur on the business side with, creating products, working with investors, being a VC, angel investors, etc. And now I do quite a bit of work advising other companies on what to do there. So Crown Pickleball is a direct-to-consumer pickleball company. We have a website with integrations in Amazon, Walmart, and a bunch of other places, which we'll talk about in a second. But our big claim to fame is pickleballs. We have professional grade pickleballs at rec play prices. Our flagship yellow lime color ball has morphed into multiple colors, as well as an indoor line. We also, unlike a lot of companies that decide that they can just do everything in pickleball, we've stayed pretty narrow in what we want to offer. Besides pickleballs, we also offer our mini net, which is excellent for being able to warm up at tournaments, having tailgate parties, just having space constrained practice at your house, whether it's in your garage or your side yard, etc. We also have a new line of paddles, and essentially being a player, I have developed these products to be something that I would love to play, right? So I'm taking a lot from what I see in the marketplace from Yola, from Selkirk, and creating our own brand, which frankly has been doing very well. So I won't make this a commercial here. Lastly, because I'm in the software business, we've also developed a scoring app for the Apple Watch. And so what's really great about that is you can utilize that app and it will keep track of that workout that you're not only scoring your games with, but it'll also fulfill your rings. So if you're one of those types of people, it's a great app. We sell domestically, but we also sell abroad as well. And we've just recently started expanding into Canada, Great Britain, Italy, and Spain. We also have four professionals that are up and coming that are representing us, and you can see them on Pickleball TV and a number of other places as well. All right, well, let's get things cooking here. So let's talk about this kind of the idea of this problem statement that many of you probably are encountering here, that it's difficult to run an e-commerce store, that maybe you need smart people to configure things, or you're just not sure how to integrate it with a brick and mortar. Maybe it seems like it's a lot of extra work for the return on investment. So with those basic assumptions, there's probably some common resolutions about how to handle, setting up an e-commerce for a brick and mortar. One aspect is don't do anything, focus on the brick and mortar. That's what you set it up for, right? Or maybe it's, yeah, we'll postpone it. Maybe we'll have an online presence someday. Another idea is hire a company and just make a basic site for yourself. And lastly, one of the big options that seems to be coming your way is, maybe you should just outsource it to one of these superstores because, they have all the tools and the fulfillment and everything else. So let's talk about these resolutions one by one. Let's start with the don't do anything and just focus on the brick and the mortar. Well, why bother with an e-commerce site when your business is a physical location? I mean, that makes sense, right? Why would you put it online if you have people coming to your shop or your warehouse or whatever it is, right? Or maybe you feel like your business isn't technical or doesn't need to be technical. Heck, we're just, creating space for people to hit a wiffle ball around, you know? Why does it need to go online? Another idea there is, it's going to be costly to hire somebody, so that's just going to hurt us financially. Let's not do that. And then lastly, adding just more complexity to really kind of an already diverse revenue stream model. If we'll talk about that in a second. Maybe that's just one less thing that you need to worry about. The next resolution is just to postpone having an online presence. We'll do it, but maybe later. We got to get things set up, get things running. Having an online presence isn't really that critical to things right now. Or, let's just see how the facility does. We don't want to do anything until we know what's going to happen here. So let's not invest the money. Let's not do any of that stuff. And, you might not even be fully convinced that online sales will make a difference or be a good thing for, what you're doing. The next resolution is a little bit more accepting, where you want to maybe hire a company to make you a website or a basic site to transact certain items, right? Maybe if we just spend, 3 to 5K, we can get something up and running here, and maybe we'll have some brand continuity that way. If people do some searching for our facility or whatever, it'll be a worthwhile investment. But that's the key, right? It's an investment. It's going to happen further out into the future. And maybe if we sell some stuff in the meantime, that'll just add to the bottom line. And the last resolution is kind of the more recent and interesting idea where, some of the big pickle entities have come to some of these clubs and saying, hey, we'll do everything for you. Just outsource it to us, right? We have everything you need. We have the tools. We'll fulfill your inventory. We have, diverse product set, and we'll handle your returns and do all this stuff, right? And we'll just take a percentage of your sales or some sort of pre-negotiated thing. Well, the good news is that you can basically get online a lot easier than you think. And I want to talk to you today a little bit about some of the digital e-commerce trends, as well as, platforms like Shopify that can really help turn your biz into a brick and click that you can manage yourself effectively and profitably. But before we do that, I just want to set the stage by, talking about some of these stats that are kind of eye-opening. First of all, brick and mortar sales have lagged behind e-commerce growth by 75% in the last 2 years. 59% of the consumers are interested in shopping online and have an in-store pickup. 88% of shoppers choose to purchase online because they can do it in an asynchronous way 24/7. And 87% of Gen Zs prefer online shopping to physical shopping. E-commerce accounts account for 16% of all retail purchases in the United States. And this is dramatically up from like 4 or 6% in the last 2 years. And lastly, e-commerce sales are up 6.6% year over year. Brick and mortars, 1% year over year. As an example, Walmart online sales are up 22% year over year. In light of those statistics, one of my favorite quotes from Satya Nadella, the Microsoft CEO, says that all companies are software companies. Because in today's business landscape, regardless of industry, companies need to embrace technology and automation to significantly impact their profitability. As streamlined processes and reduced manual labor directly translate to increased efficiency and higher profit margins. So how do you then keep people engaged in your business, right? You have a diverse group of people coming to your facility to play pickleball. whether that's with memberships, drop-ins, tournaments, lessons, training, events, parties, etc. People are coming to your facility to utilize that space. Then, once they're in the space, you then have the opportunity to sell them products from your pro shop, sell them food, beverages, supplements, and services. But then how do you remarket to them once they leave your facility? So this is where software and omni-channel marketing comes into play. Now, the primary idea behind OCM is that it focuses on the customer. They're at the center. If you've heard of multi-channel marketing, that tends to be more focused on the product, whereas OCM is more about the customer because it's highly personalized. There's this hyper focus on value and what it brings to that individual consumer across these strata of demographic that you have coming to your facility. Secondarily, it's about creating a seamless experience. If somebody comes to your facility, then they should be becoming your evangelists and your fans and being able to consume more of your product with very little friction. This creates brand loyalty. It allows you to centralize your inventory. And essentially, you can catch buyers a lot earlier before they even know that they're ready to buy. So what does OCM exactly entail? Well, the best practices is essentially your sales plus drips, and that creates recurring revenue. In the software world, there's a lot of cloud products and digital products that have this, what they call ARR, annual recurring revenue. Some people call it monthly recurring revenue, but the general standard is ARR. These are the ways that once people are in your platform, they can consume more and more of your services over a period of time, which creates a much greater valuation for your company, as well as a more stable revenue stream. So the OCM aspects for drips include discounts, new products, free shipping offers and incentives, referrals and credits. You've got all your social media and merchant listings. You've got your integrations with the big kahunas like Amazon and Walmart. You've got your collabs and what we'll talk about later is the collective on Shopify that people can purchase asynchronously 24/7 and leverage artificial intelligence and automation to lessen the amount of labor needed to handle all these things. So Shopify as a platform has the ability to connect everything in your facility from the pro shop to a number of marketing, inventory, and personnel items within your facility. As customers come in and purchase their memberships and do their lessons, and you have the opportunity to sell them things internally, like the pro shop food, etc., then what? How do you re-engage them so that they'll come back? That means you're going to have a plethora of different services and platforms that you have to interact with that make it very difficult if you're using more traditional point of sale systems that don't integrate with the online world. This is where Shopify makes a huge difference in that. So as a platform, you have a browser-based cloud application that is able to not only talk with your point of sale, but it also has the ability for you to expand and scale your pro shop into other sales channels as well. Additionally, you have the ability to have a multitude of inventory types and locations and the ability to work with partners who do fulfillment. In addition, Shopify also has the marketing and sales capability for you to extend well beyond just the interactions that you have inside of your facility. So being able to have your customers turn into, as I said before, evangelists, and to get more people to come in, you have the capability of doing affiliate programs. You have the ability to leverage reviews and the power of recommendation as opposed to advertising. And there's literally hundreds of Shopify apps that you can scale into all your human resources things. And we'll talk about that here in a second. So just going through the map here, we have the point of sale system. So Shopify has the ability for you to not only run credit cards and things like that through Stripe or whatever, but they have their own merchant capabilities. And so you have then the ability to pull in all the discounting and all the drips that we were just mentioning before. Once you get going with the discounts, you can apply those across every single aspect of the food chain. One of the big powerful items is to be able to integrate all your inventory with third-party sales channels. So on the right there, you can see the Amazon, Shop, Walmart, Google, etc. You have Facebook and all the social media aspects. And essentially, all those entities have the ability to talk to your Shopify store and for you to manage it from one central location from your browser. So you will have to set up those accounts and those various sales channels, but once they map and integrate, you have the single source of truth in your Shopify store. So let's talk about that. So in the inventory, you have the ability to manage your in-house inventory. So for instance, I can go in, and we'll talk about this in a second, to be able to create locations that are specific for whatever it is I'm doing. So I might have, let's say, 3 pickleball clubs across, a couple of counties in my state. I could set up an inventory that's specific to that location. I also have the ability to tap into, and when we talk about the collective in a minute, I can tap into my partner's inventory, and that through the Shopify platform, I get a real-time information about what is coming through in terms of product that's available that they have on their side. So all this that we're doing and talking about here today, that is being done on their side as well, and we have access to that information. Lastly, if I wanted to, let's say, talk to a 3PL like Amazon or Walmart or Shopify or any fulfillment service, we have the ability through Shopify to set up those connects and to be able to set up the inventory to be managed from Shopify. So it makes it very easy and very convenient to do all that. And then lastly, on the marketing side, you have a number of apps and tools that you can use to further your communications. So as people come through the pipeline, if you will, through your facility and they engage your various services, you can then create OCM discounts or anything specific for events, equipment, you name it. All right. And that will go out in various forms. One of the most common forms is, SMS text messages. There's a number of apps that can manage that. There's a ton of email applications as well. And so you have the ability to sit there and drip a number of things to get them re-engaged and to keep coming back. So let's talk about some of those apps that Shopify has that can really make a difference in your retail integrations. You have accounting apps. So if you're using QuickBooks Online, you can easily connect into that to create expense categories, payments, etc. It integrates with your payroll. If you're doing scheduling, obviously you can utilize Shopify to manage different parts of the store with different people, but then that will also tie into timesheets and things like that. You have order fulfillment and automation, doing saved carts and a number of inventory and bundling options. You have email marketing, you have loyalty programs, There's a feedback engine for reviews. We currently use Judge Me, and it allows people to put not only their remarks, but they can also do pictures and videos, and that is just creates more of that remarketing aspect. You have returns, you have reporting and analytics, and then of course, Shopify supports specific point of sale hardware. So whether it's the stuff that the Shopify has directly, but I believe they also support Swipe and Apple Pay. So if you're not totally familiar with our site, here's just kind of a look-see on what Shopify is. So on the home page, you have, your presentation and what you want to put up there, but there's this menu that lets you create collections and specific links to products. When you drill into any of the collection links, you get to see an array of all the different products that are made available, including descriptions, original pricing, discount pricing, etc. And as you drill down from the collection to the specific product types, you have the ability to show and showcase the product pictures, videos. You've got the reviews, all the sales pricing. If this product is out of inventory, you have a put me on a wait list button and yada, yada, yada. So this is sort of the product detail page that Shopify does a really good job of getting the user funnel down to specific items very quickly, whether it's through one or two clicks from the home page to their search capability and also their deep linking capability from the discount page. Once the person has put their item into the shopping cart and decides to check out, the checkout page is really straightforward. It also integrates with the Shop app, if you're familiar with that. That is kind of a digital wallet that allows you to not only save credit cards, but also various shipping methods. The consumer has so much flexibility in doing, everything from paying with the standard credit card array of offers and things like that, but they also have all the digital wallet offers from Apple Pay, PayPal, Google Pay, Venmo, etc. And there's literally too many options, but the way people purchase today, that's actually a good thing to be able to collect that. There's also an Affirm, if you're familiar with the Affirm model, where you can do installment payments. There's an integration for that as well. So if you have more, let's say, expensive offers like a large pickleball net or something that's say thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars, you can do something like that as well. This interface is really cool. It outlines not only all the products, but if you have a discount code and you put that in there, it'll subtract it in real time and show you like what's being offered on that discount, whether it's a discount in price or free shipping or however it is that you have it configured. So in showing you the front end, now we can tie it to the back end interface, which you're seeing right here. So in this particular screen, I'm going to go ahead and blur out some of the more sensitive or confidential information in the following screens. So just know that it doesn't normally look this way. But I wanted to draw your attention to the menu array on the left. And it's kind of broken into essentially three spots. You've got the top section, which is mainly managing the core elements of your store. So orders, products, customers, etc. And basically in the middle section there, you see the various sales channels that you can sell into, whether it's your own store or if it's through various sales channels that are integrated via the app marketplace. And then lastly, speaking of apps, you have your array of different apps that help you manage the various aspects of everything from building your content all the way through sending emails to managing your affiliates, etc. So I'm not going to go one by one, but I do want to hit on some of the various key elements of the sections I just showed you. So in the product array, you have your entire list of all the different products that you sell. And you can set up a number of filters that can, quickly get you to specific types or collections or tags or any of the items that allow you to do that. You can easily import products using the template that they provide, and also export. So if you're like using Excel for everything, you can easily export the lists into that format. You can also do bulk editing here. So you can select multiple products and say edit, and then it'll allow you to do, large swaths of changes very fast and efficiently. The customer tool is very effective in that it allows you to essentially start typing in someone's name, their city, or any aspect, their phone number, tags, etc., and it will pull up the itemized list of those particular customers. Shopify also allows you to set up segments. So using their sort of user-friendly language, if you will, it allows you to say, show me customers that are from, New York State, for instance, or show me customers that I've purchased in the last, 6 hours, or a number of different things. And it gives you a very user-friendly way to create those segments, and you can store those as bookmarks to quickly and effectively get to those people. Content, finance, and analytics are pretty self-explanatory. Let's jump to the marketing aspect and campaigns. So if you are running specific campaigns in either, you know, Google or Facebook or Instagram or any of those types of things, perhaps even email or SMS, these campaigns will show up here, and you'll get to see a number of very interesting details, from being able to filter on whether it's a direct campaign, if it's paid, what the sales were for those things, how many sessions you had. So there's an array of information that's really useful if you're sitting there trying to figure out how to best market to your existing customers. And discounts. Now, this is really an interesting area that Shopify has, because the discount capabilities are pretty vast out of the box, but you can still download yet even more applications that have even further elements as well. But you can set up discounts for products, uh, product bundles, product collections, by tag, by campaign, by a number of things, whether it's a percentage off, whether it's a fixed amount, whether it's free shipping. There's just literally kind of no end to what kinds of discount and offers you can create. So with regard to a pro shop, you should be able to come up with some pretty excellent bundling options for people who purchase everything from gift cards to product to memberships to you name it. Okay, moving on to the middle section with regards to the sales channels. Here's where you can configure all the different elements for the various ways that you sell, not only on your store, but as well as the third-party sales channels. So in the online store, you're seeing kind of the default interface for what is currently being presented. You can set up version controls, so you can keep old versions if you need to revert back to something. Let's say one of your team made a mistake or whatever. That's very easy to do. You also have a library of different themes. So for instance, I'm showing, I forget what this one's called, Spotlight, but there's a whole series of different themes that Shopify makes available. You can create your own themes if you want to, or you can even purchase some third-party ones off the shelf. You also have the capability of setting up a blog, which is really good for SEO, search engine optimization. You can manage specific pages that are not technically a product page. So if you had something there, you could do that as well. The navigation tool is really great because you can embed and do mega menus and do all kinds of different nesting that makes it very easy. I mean, literally, if you can drag and drop, you can set up your navigations very, very well. One thing that Shopify is really good at is the communication aspect of the application. And with that comes their chatbot. And the chatbot has a number of features in it, including the ability to have real-time conversations as well as offline ones that get captured when you're not present in the store. It'll either show up in your app in a queue or it'll come to your email or both. Another really great aspect of the chat is that you can set up what are called instant answers. So if you get, asked a bunch of questions a lot about specific things, you can set up how things get answered by having, these pat default answers ready to roll. So I think the chatbot is a really nice way to not only have the customer service aspect, but also to potentially refer people into purchases. So with regard to all the different sales channels, I'm not going to go into every single one. I'm just going to show you Google because I feel like this is a really powerful one. Because of the SEO rules, the way that they do like prioritization on content for searches and things like that, I really, really like the Google merchant account integration because not only can you have your entire catalog go up into the Google Cloud, but it'll retain everything from your shipping options, your reviews, your discounts, and things like that. It also by default makes all the different shortcuts to the specific collections and things from your homepage, as you can kind of see here. What's really nice, and you won't be able to see this because it's static, but if I was to scroll down, the entire front page is all Crown Pickleball. There's like no competitors, no bad press, no nothing. The only thing you can see in there is the Vulcan V Pro, which they probably, put a competitive thing for whenever our brand is, searched for. But other than that, I mean, that one listing is, inconsequential relative to us dominating that entire page. So Shopify does an incredible job with Google search. Okay, moving on to the last aspect of the menu array on the left are the apps. And to me, the probably the most significant app is the Marketplace Connect app. And so with the Marketplace Connect app, you can easily connect to Amazon, Walmart, eBay, Etsy, and now Target. And so let's think about that for a second. Amazon is obviously the big kahuna in the space. You're gonna want to have Amazon. You're gonna want to have an Amazon account. But, the Amazon tools, frankly, are not that great, you know. So wouldn't it be awesome if you can, manage all your product information, your customer information, etc., your shipping, everything from Shopify, but still list on Amazon? Well, guess what? You can. And the same goes for Walmart and the rest of these. And what's really cool is once you go into the app, you can see there on the left that there's not only can you manage the listings so that they can be unique for those marketplaces, but they also automatically map to the products from in both marketplaces through SKU, through ASIN, through title, through a number of ways that you can do that. So it's pretty cool to be able to sell through on these bigger platforms and still be able to control it from the Shopify interface. Another big driver for sales is having an affiliate program. We use BixGrow, and it is incredible because we can set up a program to where each person who signs up as an affiliate gets their own kind of default page. They can see all their sales, their commissions. They have access to all of our digital assets for promotion. So all the graphics they may want to use on social media, et cetera. It's all in one spot. From the admin's perspective, you can easily go in and set up multiple different types of programs, whether it's different percentages that the customers get, or if it's different commissions that the affiliates receive. And we currently have, I believe, over 400 affiliates, essentially being our virtual sales force for us. Now, that's a really powerful thing because while I'm not currently marketing or grooming those people to be, sales reps, they are certainly adding marginal adds to the bottom line through their, you know, uh, brand affiliation and loyalty and excitement for what we do. And it's fantastic because it requires very little overhead. The system sends out all the different emails to the affiliates whenever they make a sale. It's great. Another powerful app that we use is the Restockify notifier. And what's really great about that is, anytime that you go out of stock or if you have some sort of a minimum quantity set, you can essentially put up a notice saying, hey, this product is about to run out. Or if it is actually out, you can still be listed, which is beneficial for SEO. It's beneficial in case people have links and emails, etc. But when they go to the page, they can click that button and get on the wait list. And so not only are you creating, brand continuity with all those customers and new customers and existing customers, but another idea there is that you can take um, let's say a new product that you're trying to decide if you want to use, put it up as a zero quantity inventory, and the restock button will show up and it will say, get on the wait list for this product. And so you can start to engage some sort of an idea if that product's even, worth anyone's time to be out there. So it's a real powerful tool. And again, we're not going to go through every single app, but I just wanted to highlight the reviews app. We use Judge Me, and this is really extremely powerful because it integrates with a shop app, it integrates with a social media, it integrates with a number of different tools. So why is that important? Because influencing is the primary driver for sales at this point. You can advertise till you're blue in the face, but the metrics are there for, people who recommend and who are basically within your network saying, hey, I love this, you should try it too. And so getting a tool like Judge Me, or there's probably, a few hundred, but I would recommend this all day long because it definitely adds to our sales. Okay, and then the last but not least, and certainly not least, is the Collective app, the Shopify Collective. Now, this is something that just recently came out, which is extremely, extremely powerful and useful for retailers. But even for me as a direct-to-consumer brand, it's useful as well. So showing you kind of what we're doing with Collective, let's just say that the Collective is an app within Shopify that lets vendors and suppliers and retailers sell each other's products from the same Shopify store. So, for instance, I sell Crown Pickleballs. I would love to be able to start selling, pickleball backpacks and bags and all kinds of crazy stuff. But that's a little bit of a distraction. And in fact, it's also a money suck because now I have to keep inventory for that. I basically have to treat each product like it's its own marketing budget, its own customer base. It's really not ideal. But when I have people come to buy balls and they're really excited about it and they want to buy more stuff, I can offer these other products. So the collective allows me to connect with other stores on the Shopify platform and have a fully integrated experience. So what's so awesome about this is that as I can start connecting with various suppliers, I have the ability to import various products that they sell on their stores into my store. And they're still their central source of truth for inventory, for price, etc, except that when we connect to each other, we establish what the margin is going to be for me to resell for them. And so as I display products on my store, I can effectively create a drop ship where if somebody makes a purchase for a backpack that I'm connected to, my partner with, that sale occurs on my store, but it immediately goes straight to my partner's system, their process for fulfillment, for shipping, for everything. So I'm essentially the marketing engine for my partner's uh, Shopify site. Now, what's really cool about this too is that I can, receive the list of products that they sell, and I can make any adjustments or updates to them so that it fits my branding and my kind of vibe and things I want to do as well. So this is kind of a best of both worlds, and I see this as just exploding here. Right now, there's a minimum requirement where you have to be a US based business, you have to be trading in US dollars, and you have to have sold, I believe, $50,000 in gross revenue to establish this. But it makes it really easy to then start bringing more products into your store. So this is a fantastic opportunity. So in summary, I just want to say that this was intended to be a cursory overview. The world is definitely moving more and more online with initial and follow-up engagements taking place away from the actual physical locations of these stores. All these businesses too, whether they're physical or digital, they need to adapt to this quickly changing transactional landscape where it's supported by automation and artificial intelligence. And that mature commerce tools like Shopify allow companies to be effective bricks and clicks with not a lot of overhead, time, learning, or deployment. So thank you very much. I hope you guys learned a few things or have more questions. Please feel free to reach out and contact me if you're interested in any of our products or services, or if you'd like to maybe talk with me about helping you get set up with a Shopify today.